1051.
It's Power 1051. It's the Breakfast Club. We got two special guests hanging out with us this morning.
Two legends.
That's right, Yandy and Mona Scott.
No.
You hit it right on the money. I mean, ain't nothing I can say about that.
Oh, man.
I was about like, yo.
Now, Timbaland and Missy Elliot are here.
Timbaland and Missy. Good morning, guys.
Missy's alive.
Yes.
Twitter killed her.
Yes, they tried to kill me off. I'm here. 2 decades.
What's going on?
Missy got a new hairdo and everything. Okay, I see.
This,
It's to the right. It's really to the right.
It been to the right. It's just a little straight.
Now, people are so excited. Missy Elliott, it has been so long for these solo records to come out and for a new album. We heard you on J. Cole's Nobody's Perfect.
Yeah.
And I heard you with MIA and Riri and Azalea Banks. You were working with her.
Yeah, I did the MIA Bad Girls remix. It was me, Azalea, and Rara.
Is that how you say it, Riri or Rara?
Bro, that's a new girl.
Rara.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought when you said Riri, I thought you were talking about Rihanna. I was like, I ain't never heard of Rihanna
I
Missy
always
record.
see her name. I've never heard it said. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now you have Ninth Inning.
Ninth Inning and Triple Threat, both done by this genius here, Timbaland. And it's crazy. I mean, we've been doing this for, like I said, 2 decades. And when you hear these records, it's like we never left.
Right.
Why has it been such a hiatus?
Well, I was sick. I have Graves' disease, so I, couldn't record. But I was, I've been doing records behind the scene, writing and producing for every artist you can name. Tim, same thing with him.
For somebody who doesn't know, what is Graves' disease?
It's an autoimmune disease. It's I have hypothyroid, where your thyroid stops working, and it deals with your hair fall out, your eyes bulge, so many different things. A lot of weight loss,
Which could be a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing.
The first time I heard you talk about it was on Behind the Music. Was that the first time that you had actually revealed the Graves' disease?
Yes. And no, it's anybody that has that. I think Wendy has it, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, not to put nobody out there, but I think she spoke about it. I think Oprah might have spoke about it. A lot of people have it.
So how do you treat it? How do you deal with it?
Well, through the grace of God, I don't have to take medicine anymore. Normally, you have to take medicine for the rest of your life. Somehow, it happened where I didn't have to take medicine. My thyroid started working again. I took radiation, where it's, like 3 days, you take a pill, and my thyroid started working. But for most people, they have to take it for the rest of their life.
Well, we're glad you're better. Now, can we get to the matter at hand, please? Has that pretty albino girl named Drake reached out to y'all to do the work on the Leah album?
Has Drake reached out about that Leah album that he's a part of?
We'll take the craziest thing.
There we go. That's the Timbaland.
Come on, Tim.
That's the Timbaland.
Come on, Tim.
Hey, we start rubbing his head like that.
I just want to know, has he reached out?
Like, is it really real?
I mean, it's a record out there.
I mean, what's one
Which is
record to
terrible.
to say there's an album? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people can I don't know. I don't know if this is a real topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people, we hear it, but we don't hear it. But I'm like we know, and it's like it just don't. I think it just fabricated. You know what I'm saying? I think
sometimes you say things and you wish it into existence.
Yeah, I think people blowing it out of proportion. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's all of that. I think some maybe occurred, and I think it might just been pulled back. I don't know. It don't feel. I think people making it more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's real. You know what I'm trying to say? Because
he said he's doing it. He said
basically Timbaland's saying I can't fathom that this could be.
No.
Well, I can say this. Nobody has reached out to me. It's not even about reaching out to me. I personally want to respect her family. If her mother or her brother or father hasn't come and said, we're ready to do an Aaliyah album. Because I always say, as fans, we are still fans too. As fans, we would want to hear Aaliyah, but there's a respect that has to be given and shown, because for us, we can go on about our lives and you know, yeah, we still mourn, but not the way this family, her mother, her brother, her father, they knew her before she was Aaliyah to the world. So until they come and say, you know, Missy and Tim, and you know, maybe I'm speaking.
No, you don't.
But Missy and Tim, we are ready to do an Aaliyah album. We just felt like, you know, we would pull back from it, but nobody reached out either. But I think somebody might have reached out to Tim yesterday. I don't know.
You know, well,
They said before they go to the Breakfast Club, please reach out to Tim.
No. Like I talked to 40, and like that's what I'm saying. Like it's all misconstrued.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that it was presented in a way where it wasn't that picture. How can you say? Because he was like, he just called me like, yo, but what has happened? Like I think we were just doing a song, and it blew out proportion. I said, well, I don't know, because when it comes to Baby Girl, me and Missy like,
but it's very sensitive.
It's very sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay.
I had read recently in the news too, you had some situation, and Envy was all over this with a Lamborghini.
Now you ordered this Lamborghini.
Envy is so on with this.
Now this Lamborghini is expensive. It ain't no little man stuff.
Yeah.
All right, this Lamborghini was what, about $375,000? That's what you ordered for. And you came back and they wanted $475,000.
Yeah.
So what happened?
They tried to go, you know, over the sticker price, and you know how they do when they see people saying, I'll pay more for this car. And I think they got my car, and somebody came through and probably was like, I'll give you an extra 150 or whatever, and they probably was just like,
sold it.
It's gone.
So did you sue the company?
We going through it right now.
Oh, so you gonna get your
All right,
money?
so you gave them money and you gave them your Bentley, right, in exchange for that. Did you get that back at least?
No.
What?
Listen, I still drive around. I actually have a.
Don't
since
say.
you know cars,
Don't say, because I know all your cars. You live near me. I see you at the car wash.
What, you stalking Missy?
Yep.
Damn.
I am.
So
Yeah.
you know I got the GTO.
That's
the
right.
599. That's my favorite car. But I have a bunch of fly cars.
Spiker,
I
powder
drive
blue.
my Cherokee
I know.
truck. I love that truck, and it don't have no rims on it. It's a little old school. Because you know those cars, you come back to the crib, you leave, you go out of town, you come back, they don't even start.
Right.
You gotta plug them up. They some like you get that Cherokee. That Cherokee is old faithful.
There's a track that's a high school track where Missy does her walking. And when my neighbors run around the track, and sometimes my one neighbor has a big black Labrador. So a couple of weeks ago, Missy was walking, and she turns around and to see this big black dog, and y'all dive in it. They said Missy ran so fast, dove in the
I would
woods.
too.
They started yelling, bear, bear, bear. True story?
But listen, that's not true. But bear is true. I'll show you a picture where it's 4 bears in my driveway. And people do not believe, since you live out there, you know
Yeah, I know. I
bears
see the
is
bear outside.
heavy. People do not believe that bears just be in your yard like that.
Knocking over your garbage cans and all that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
Look at and Charlamagne looking like.
That was a cool story. I mean, you know.
I feel. Now back to the music. Now when are we getting this album, Missy?
we don't have a date on the album yet, but Ninth Inning and Triple Threat drops today on iTunes. The album is crazy. You know, Timbaland, we went back to Virginia, and because normally each album we go to a different spot to get like a vibe. So we went back to Virginia and said we're going to do it like we did the first album. And we went there and created some other sorry.
That's okay.
So good.
Too late now.
You feel like a brand new artist, like you're reintroducing yourself to a whole new era?
Well, yeah, it feels different because, you know, you got to think. I was just looking the other day and I said, wow, we've been in this so long. I seen footage of us on BET with Donnie Simpson. Like,
You know,
who been up there with Donnie Simpson?
Yeah,
Right?
you just showed your age. Yeeks.
No, but I mean, we were kids, but we've been up there. We've been doing this for so long, so it is reintroducing, you know, myself and probably Tim in a sense too, to a whole new generation. A lot of stuff has changed.
Right.
I asked him last time he was here, do you feel like you get the respect you deserve as a female MC? Because you broke a lot of records.
No,
Not at all.
But I don't mind that for some reason. I don't like to, get to that place where the expectations is so high. That's that could be a crazy place. I'm fine with it because when you the underdog and then you come through and you got something hot, I think it elevates something better than just you being at the top. I'm okay with being underrated.
Got you. Who inspires Missy Elliott right now?
Michael Jackson, Prince.
Anybody
Nothing
new?
No.
Anybody new?
You can't be serious.
Nothing at all.
I can say it.
I don't listen to the radio. I don't.
Thanks,
I was
Missy.
just. And look, everybody.
We're just here.
Everybody keeps saying the same thing, but you know what? Know what it is? Is no offense. Is the way we've been brought up.
Mm-hmm.
We were under Devontae, who taught us that, but that ended up being a good thing because if you don't see or you don't hear, you don't end up copying or mimicking something else. We had to create our own sound. If you constantly hearing something over and over again, you try to go do something different. In your mind, it sounds like this too far left because everything else sound like this. So, no offense, I don't watch TV either. It's, just to keep creative, especially around this time.
Are you still cool with like Genuine and Tweet and talk to them?
Yes, I talked to Genuine actually day before yesterday. I'm trying to work on some stuff for B.
Oh, Beyonce, okay.
and so I called Tweet because I wanted her to write to it because she's sick with the pen. So yeah, I speak to G and Tweet Magoo.
Oh God! Did you ever think Magoo was whack?
No.
Remember last time Timbaland almost took
I
me
purposely didn't say Magoo's name just now, all right?
I mean,
Magoo, if you listen to him, he got.
Come on, Missy.
No, he do.
Come on now.
And Magoo.
I'm just like, why are you just doing this? Like, why are you entertaining this conversation? Like, look what they play, and they talk about Magoo like it just done. Like, you shouldn't even entertain it. Like,
Tim, who out right now is worse
everybody.
than Magoo?
Look, we said everybody. Look, what? What you just say?
You think 2 Chainz is worse than Magoo?
Man, come on, man. It ain't about no artist, man. First of all,
J. Cole.
no. See, first of all, let's go back to the '90s, right? And let's take 2000s and take the '90s. It's just, when you we was looking at this research yesterday. If you look at magazines, all the artists are in there. They are like current or veteran artists. There are no new artists in magazines because there are no stars today. There are no real stars like there's nobody like a Nas. There's nobody there's nobody that can replace Nas' shoes. There's nobody that can replace Jay-Z's shoes.
Absolutely not.
So, and when you think about it, remember when Fab, it took a minute before Fab came out. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't, now everybody, if you can rap, you in the game. So it's cluttered. It's like you had to really do your work to get in. Like it won't, oh, wait a minute, that was a fluke. You come on. You knew as a DJ.
Right.
How long did it take you to get in?
No.
Now look at all these DJs getting in now. Think about it. So do you think they're great?
No. But a couple of them are on their way.
Okay, it's a couple.
Right.
But how many out of a couple? It was very selective. Like it was, you just couldn't get. I don't care. You had to be special.
So they letting anybody in the club now.
I just think it just all one come all. It's like a buffet line.
Nobody reads magazines anymore. Everybody's
You know-
online, you know?
you know what I'm saying?
You got
So,
all those artists
you're
that are
right.
breaking like Chief Keefs and your J. Cole's and your
I mean, yeah, Wale, Big Sean. I mean,
No, but I'm
Meek
saying like,
Mills,
what all like you naming some good ones, but when you got so much around it that it's not good, how do you know art? You don't really get to know how good they are.
I feel what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? You really don't get to know, so it fit like, God dang. I wish I would have came out in that time.
Right.
See if you would have stuck through the storm. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people you ain't gonna hear about them. This is it. And think about it. Hit songs used to last a long time now. Now it's like this. You got a 2-month, 3-month window, and you out the door.
If that
All
long.
Think about it. Nobody's song plays like, and I think it's because they don't understand some people I think treated the game like the hustle, like they still on the corner. You know what I'm saying? You got to re-up. But when your product's so good, you can make people wait, and they're gonna appreciate it better. Cause you can't have something that's so good, you got that overdose.
I think sometimes when you wait too long, you become irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't know if
And these
people
kids don't care about you anymore. It's not that time where you could wait and people will wait for you. Now it's like,
See,
because things move too fast.
I think that's wrong.
but that's why I think we're artists like.
No, that's the trick. If you fall for that trick, if they rock with you, they rock with you. Now you might lose some, but who rock with you, rock with
But
you.
then you got to reinvent yourself, which is
fine. Which is
Did
fine.
Jay-Z, he ain't changed nothing.
But Jay-Z ain't stopped. Jay-Z been doing stuff for the last 20 years.
No, but he stopped. He take a 3-year break. He take a 4-year. When the last time he put a Jay-Z album
He's
out?
still on the road.
That's the point.
He's still out there
doing
performing.
what? Songs that was in the 90s.
And he's still doing. And you know what?
You know why?
You know what Jay got?
You know why?
You know what Jay
Because
got?
the songs are hits.
A wife named Beyonce that's still out there that he's riding with. He's with her.
What are you
You
talking
see
about?
Jay all the
Yeah,
time.
You're losing us, Andy.
You look at.
All right, wait.
It's
Okay.
real. It's real.
Well, Missy,
It's
let's
not
talk
just
to
the
Missy
thing. He
about
got other
that.
thing. He got the 40-40. He's always in the limelight. It's not just music.
All right, but Envy, let's talk to Missy for a second about that, because you did take a 7-year hiatus. Now, what do you feel like you need to do right now? Do you feel like you have to reinvent yourself? Do you feel the pressure's on? Do you feel like your fans are there?
On. I mean, the fans are most definitely there. Like, soon as we put out the snippet of Ninth Inning, they were right on it. Like, I had artists tweeting me, I had fans tweeting me, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in, like, you know how you've been locked up and you come out and everybody got the slim phones, but when you was out last time you was out, you had the big phone that was connected to your waist or the beeper. That's how it is for me, because 7 years ago it used to didn't be that long, well, kind of, but now, yeah, that's like eternity. The way this new generation is, they have a short attention span.
Now, Missy, has Sierra hit you up at all to work on her new stuff?
I haven't worked on her new album, but actually, she came through yesterday to the house, and I think we plan on doing Black Girls Rock.
Charlamagne, don't start.
No, I'm just saying, I just want to give Missy some advice.
Go, boy, don't start.
You've had a 7-year hiatus. When you come back, you don't want to stand next to people that are kind of cold out here. Like,
No, don't
Sierra's
start.
very cold. I'm just
I
saying.
I like Sierra. So.
I like her too, but go do something with Rihanna.
Stop.
Beyonce, somebody else popping.
But why do you
dude is
think that though?
Why do I think she's cold? Because she don't open up. She don't give enough of herself. We live in a society where it's an age of transparency, and people buying the people, not just the music, and she doesn't reveal.
Well,
nothing
I
about
talked to Sierra
So
the other day, and she said
you
she's going to do that.
You said she's cold because of she didn't do enough while she was out.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Also, I think people couldn't relate to some of her songs because they don't know enough about her
I
personality.
mean, he's saying like she's not, but because of, I kind of get what he's saying. He like because of, I don't really know who she is.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like,
Why should I care now that she's trying to come back? She got a song called "Sorry." Who's it about? Who the fuck you sorry for? Who you sorry
Because
for?
then 50 tweeted out, "I'm sorry."
Well, she should make it known. You got to create a story around your record.
I think I've seen people perform, and I'm not easily impressed by people performance. And I've watched her perform, and I think she's a great performer.
She is a great performer. I think at this point, I think the label is running her career and picking her singles, and I think the label is doing her wrong.
Yeah, she's had that issue where we all at some point in our lives get confused of what singles to put out.
So you don't like how the label doing it right now?
I didn't like the first single they put out with 2 Chainz. You could tell that
It was forced or something.
Yeah, it was forced. It didn't seem like her. It didn't seem like her style. It seemed like they were chasing a trend.
How do you feel about Miss Nicki Minaj?
She's out there doing her thing. She hustling.
You got to think about it.
You can't be mad at somebody.
You got to look at it like, first of all, when I look at it, I should be like, at the end of the day, she's still a black woman. So just a black woman doing something in this society, just making a stand for black American women is big, whether you like her or not. You know what I'm saying? I think that she has, she has the power to be like,
right.
because, Missy's not, she's coming out, but people look, she probably looked up to Missy, you know what I'm saying? But she's like, if she wasn't around, we probably she's keeping the female.
No female MC.
Exactly, she's keeping it alive.
Yeah.
She's making it interesting for other people to come in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. She's like the female president for now.
Well, I think the biggest thing, that I do want to say is, in a perfect world, I would like to see everybody, come together.
And get along.
Yeah. That don't always be the case, but it's simple. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. It's a respect.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like somebody, but just you can respect what they doing and what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. It's so simple. Everybody try to make it seem like it's this big thing. It's just simple.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just respect each other. When I say respect too, it's a respect of, in doing this for 2 decades, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's extremely hard. That's not something, it's not about how quick you build a house. It's how long that house can stand.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be careful what we teach, the generation about, because it was a time when I came up when if you've been in the game for 10 years strong, you was a legend. Not, you're irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
And I never looked at James Brown like you're irrelevant when Michael Jackson came along.
Right.
I never looked at Tina Turner like you don't mean nothing because Beyonce is here. Like, these people have built a foundation, and not just people of my era, but people of the era before me. The Lights, the Latifahs, the Salt and Peppers, the Roxanne Shantays. So we just have to respect each other, and then be helpful to the ones that's coming so we can teach them, because what will happen is they will get to a place where they're 10 years, if God willing, they'll get to a place where they're 10, 15 years in the game, and you don't want the next person behind you to come and discredit any of your accolades. Right. And I'm sorry if I'm getting emotional, but it's because, we work very hard, and I see so many people work hard, and I want to bring everybody together.
The problem I think is, and we talk about this a lot, I think a lot of the older artists at times get bitter. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times they're bitter over the money that they see these younger artists making, and they look at it as they paved the way for these younger artists.
The money was different.
Yeah, they were getting $500 a show compared to an artist that just came out and is getting $20,000. You look at Stevie J. Somebody just told me he got $27,000 last week or $17,000 to host a show. You know what I mean? So you look at that, and you're a rapper, and you helped build this, and you look at it like, damn, I'm broke.
I fall victim to that too, though. Like, I'll look at a lot of the legends and be like, oh, they're cold out here. And then I'll see them behind the music and be like, damn, you forget all the work they put in. Mm-hmm. So you have to respect that.
I was telling somebody, I was like, yo, man, when Missy just said something like Tina Turner and all them, like, we never said that. I'm trying to think, Miss, we know it. We never said, even when our era, nobody was cold. We never said that. That word didn't even exist, even in the 90s. Mm-hmm. If Destiny Child was gone for 5 years, you just waited till they put out another album. You were just, I can't wait till they come out. There's no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was telling you back to the point when I said real artists don't have to move with the times. Right. The times move with you. You know what I'm saying? You are the times. You know what I'm saying? Because she said me, like, when she come out, it's gonna be like, people are gonna be like, hip hip hooray, like she never left. But that because she left when she did incredible. We did incredible music. So it was something to remember. So when you go back, you're like, man, they did. Woo, they did work.
I can appreciate what Charlamagne just did. He said, I've done that before, and said that. And if people can say that, it'll make things a lot because we have to be examples. Right. And if we know that it's wrong, then why do we continue to just say that this is what people doing and this is right? No, it's not right. Like, let's take a stand and try to be teachers.
It sounds good if we really
optimistic.
Do it. I look at a lot of our artists, right? And I look at a lot of the pop artists and a lot of the white artists, country artists. They support each other.
Right.
Right? But you look at a lot of the black artists, most of them is broke. They done made millions of dollars, and then you look at IRS, $6 million. You look at R. Kelly, this amount. You look at this comedian. That's our job. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We don't have people in places to look out for us. You know what I mean? The first thing an artist does, they get $100,000, they're going to buy a car. They back to broke. Now they owe the label all that money, and everything that they recoup goes back to the label.
Right.
Hey, I want to hear Missy talk. Listen. What's the one thing you hate about this era? Like, really can't stand, like, despise?
Where's the diversity? Like, you used to could tell the difference between, Heavy D and Rakim, or Public Enemy didn't sound like Kwame, or I'm and not even I might be going back too far, but I'm just saying, like, I can't tell the difference sometimes. I'll be like, who that? And it, and it was just more diverse. The hustle is most definitely different because, we used to have to really get out. If we had Twitter back then, we'd be at like 90 billion.
It was a lot more legwork back then than it is now. Now you can just get online, release some stuff, send it to the blogs. You don't really have to go out and see people.
Yeah, and it felt like a family. I was just telling Mona how, Violator, we used to be like a unit, and we used to go to the clubs, and you had the street teams outside putting the posters up, getting tickets from posters being all over. It just felt, different.
I just think that, I was talking to a couple of producers, that I like, that I think, they always come to me like some OG kind of like. And I said, I think I was talking to Mike Will, which I really like a lot. I like Mike a lot. And I was telling Mike, the problem is, man, the problem with everybody doing today, everybody rely on the 808. And they play it so loud that you don't hear what's underneath of that. Right. So if I play you, if I can hear a drum machine right now, and she hit the 808 and the rapper came in like that and started like, whoa, yeah, that junk hard. And you be like, are you serious? And then it'd be like the same pattern. So it'd be like almost like a karaoke bar. Like, okay, it's like everybody in line, wait, I got that part. Now they jump, and it's like one everlasting beat. Because when we went to the club recently, right, I was like, can they cut? Can they just turn something else without an 808 drum? Because they sound like these speakers are, and everybody seems like they mix it the same way where it don't sound clear. It's, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like the old school 15 in the back of the trunk. And I'm like, yo, when do people start to notice that this is the same beat? Every 4 to 5 years, the world changes. And it's that time for change.
It's about to happen.
You can feel it. It's like elections. Right. It's just like that. Why you think they pick every 4 years? It's a reason for that, because they know the world gets tired after 5 years. And if you can make it past 5, what you do, you are considered to be a legend, like a blessing. You could be hot, but what happens when you get cold? Can you get back up? Right. Like, I think that's the true test of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? Do you hoard yourself out? Do you do all these crazy things unknown to man? Do you go into drugs? What do you do? I think some people gotta go through, and the time is now, because people going to see it going around January. They're gonna see like people, because you could tell it's written all over y'all faces. It's like, okay, I don't rock with this too long. I need something new. Or else I'm gonna have to walk out this job. It's like it's written all over y'all faces. Y'all like, if we hear one more of this, I'm done.
And behind the scene, most people feel the same way. We just come, a lot of people just sit there and take it, but most people feel like that. Like, oh my goodness, what in the world? I'm sick of hearing this, or I'm sick of hearing that. Well, we finna change it anyway. Right. So just in case,
Now you mentioned Violator earlier, and of course Chris Lighty passed a couple of weeks ago, and we talked to 50 about it, and us in the room, of course, we knew Chris Lighty, but we didn't know him as well as, of course, you did, and a lot of other people did. And the first thing 50 said was that was so unlike him. That was something that he didn't think he would do. Now, what do you think about the whole situation?
The Chris I know, no. But, I don't want to talk too much about it, but that's not his character. Chris is, his character, very cocky, very, I got this. You would never know, Chris dealing with anything. He would, handle some stuff on his own before that. He's just, and he'd like to prove that he can get out of any situation. Right. That's not the Chris.
Missy, before you guys get out of here, I gotta ask you one last question. Is that a wedding ring on your finger?
No.
It's on your I just gotta ask, because it's on your ring finger.
No,
and it was a rumor that it says you married your girlfriend overseas.
come on now. They say I married Tim. They say I'm with somebody every day. No.
I just want to make sure that wasn't a wedding ring. That's all.
No.
You're not telling us something.
I got on 2 rings.
All right.
Well, that's how the world got y'all so messed up, boy. Boy, if the person tell you no, you can't believe a person for no, boy. It's the first 48, boy. All day. This is the first 48, boy. You like,
That don't never bother you though. Like you be riding in your car and somebody asks, "Oh, Olivia, you ever been in a relationship with Missy? Like, what's up with you and Missy's relationship?" You're like, huh? Like to you, you're like, what?
No, I mean, you know.
That was rumor for a while. Like
yeah,
that
at this
you
point,
live.
you got to think, when you in this 2 decades, it's not going to be nothing that you don't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is, I don't care who it is, it's going to be always something.
Mm-hmm.
And I done just got so used to it.
I feel sorry for women in the business because you gonna think you don't know what to think about y'all because you're so sheltered. But it's just what come at you, and I don't blame y'all for being sheltered. But like, look at the questions that they say about Missy. But she's been in the game. You know how much stuff we done been through. Shucks, man, she like a hermit. She don't go nowhere.
Nothing.
But because we done went through so much drama in life to be like, you know what? I'm cool.
Right.
You can say what you want to say. As long as I know what I do, I'm the truth. I don't care. I don't have to explain to nobody.
Well, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Missy. I appreciate you stopping through, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, and we're happy to have you back, by the way.
Yes.
And I want to say, thank y'all. Humbly grateful for all the times that y'all have supported any Missy record or Tim. I'm speaking for you.
Yes, mama.
Never take it for granted. I'm very humbly grateful. Just want to say that.
Thank you for coming.
Definitely appreciate
Thank
it.
you
It's
so
the Breakfast Club on Power 105.1. Missy, Elliot, Timbaland.